This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Good news this daybreak for former Austin Police Detective Charles Kleinert. A federal judge is ruling that could grant him immunity in the death of Larry Jackson Jr.
There's a chill in the air this morning, 40s and 50s on the map, but warming up as we roll through the next few afternoons. I'll show you just how warm coming up.
A community mourns Starflight nurse Kristen McLean this morning. Patients and colleagues remember the bright and bubbly woman who touched so many lives. Good morning. Thank you for watching KVUE News Daybreak at 4:30. I'm Corey Coffin.
And I am Brian Mays. We begin this morning with the top story in the weather department. It is a bit chilly out there. Albert, you handed us the map just a little while ago. Mason, 43 degrees. It is April 29th.
I know.
What's going on around
So
here?
unusual. And yesterday's big cool down, when most of the day was spent in the upper 50s and low 60s. Also unusual, below average by nearly 20 degrees in some spots. And yeah, we are actually colder this morning than even yesterday morning, with 43 in Mason, 48 in Georgetown, 50 in Bastrop. We're sitting at 51 at Kent Daybreak, but there's a few upper 40s in the metro as well. 49 in Pflugerville, even a mid-40 being reported at Cedar Park, where it's 46. Breeze out of the northwest this morning, but not nearly as strong as it was all day yesterday. And we've got just a few passing clouds now, expecting a lot of sun. And with that sunshine, a beautiful warm-up today looks fantastic. Upper 60s at noon, 75 at 3 o'clock. We'll peak at 76. And this is the beginning of a warming trend that will take us through the next several days. And increasing humidity over the next few days. We'll let you know if that could lead to rain chances and when that next rain chance could be. Coming up in your full forecast, a few minutes away.
I sure enjoyed not having to put the AC on last night.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
We just stare at that forecast for a little while.
Hey, it gets even better tomorrow. Wait till you see that. Man,
There we go.
Thanks, Al.
Okay.
A victory this daybreak for former Austin Police Detective Charles Kleinert. He's charged with manslaughter in the shooting death of Larry Jackson Jr. Happened back in 2013. And now a federal judge has ruled, in fact, late last night, the case should move from state to federal court. The 12-page ruling means Kleinert could get broad federal immunity in Jackson's death just moments after a bank security camera captured their first interactions. It also means if the case goes to trial, a potential jury could come from several Central Texas counties, not just Travis. Those communities are generally considered more conservative and pro-police. Kleinert argued he's entitled to federal protection because he was working with a federal task force on the day of the shooting.
Federal investigators are in Austin to analyze the tragic accident that claimed the life of Starflight pilot Kristen McLean. As they put the puzzle pieces together, McLean's colleagues continue to grieve. Daybreak's Tina Shively live at the Starflight hangar on Old Manor Road with the story.
Good morning to you, Corey. Yeah, all helicopter operations are on hold here at the hangar while those investigations are underway. And co-workers here are using that time to remember Kristen McLean's dedication to her job. Throughout the morning, friends and first responders stopped by the Starflight hangar yesterday, some with food, others with flowers. The 100 Club of Central Texas, a group that helps the families of fallen emergency personnel, plans to give McLean's family a $10,000 check to help with expenses. Helping others is what McLean did best. In 2010, she was part of a team that rescued 5 people when Tropical Storm Hermine flooded Williamson and Travis counties. She received the Higgins and Langley Swiftwater Rescue Team Award. That honors outstanding achievement in technical discipline of flood rescue. That happened back in 2011. McLean was from Colorado. She had worked with Flight for Life Colorado before moving here to Austin. McLean was a well-loved member of Austin's medical community, and coming up next half hour, we'll hear from a team at another life-saving agency who says that McLean was a crucial part of their mission. Reporting live in Central East Austin, Tina Shively, KVUE News Daybreak.
Thank you very much, Tina. And many are wondering how something like this could happen. Here's what we know. Just before 8:30 Monday night, crews got the call that a woman fell from a cliff in the Barton Creek Greenbelt. About 20 minutes later, they called Starflight to help find her. Rescuers tracked that woman down just before 10 o'clock. As they hoisted her into the helicopter, Kristen McLean fell. Now, the KVUE defenders checked Starflight records. We learned that from 2011 to 2013, the FAA investigated 7 accidents involving air ambulances nationwide. 19 people were killed in those accidents. Now, as we told you, Starflight has granted all of its helicopters. If someone needs an urgent air rescue, crews out of San Antonio, Burnett, and Bastrop will step in to help. And we have a post on the KVUE Insider Facebook page. You can leave your condolences and messages for the family and first responders there. We've received dozens last night. You can also share a picture showing your support. Just use the hashtag #ThankYouFirstResponders. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops.
Following Monday night's rioting, Baltimore's mayor issued a mandated curfew, which began last night. Things got off to a rough start, with police using smoke canisters and pepper balls against a defiant crowd in Baltimore, which refused to go home. But it didn't take long to restore relative calm in the streets that lasted through the night last night. The 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time curfew came and went, with some volunteers standing arm in arm trying to keep the peace. Wednesday dawned with citizens vowing to keep violence from once again taking over the streets of Baltimore, saying Freddie Gray, the 25-year-old whose death sparked such outrage, would not want this to happen to his city. And how about the mother who confronted her son? You've seen this, I'm sure, trying to keep the young man from joining into the fray. That image resonated with a lot of people, gaining national attention, with many black parents in particular cheering her on. Toya Graham spotted her teenage son on television. Here's the video. She saw him throwing rocks at police and being a part of the violence there. She immediately marched down to the street, and you see what happened next. She fought and dragged him home. Graham says she cares because she's seen bad things happen to children in this neighborhood before.
Oh, you for real? Really? This what you want to do? I told you don't come down here, good luck.
That was somebody's child, and it's real overwhelming.
You gotta listen to Mom. Now, the hard truth is that underneath the ski masks and hoodies of rioters are the faces of many children. That's why the striking video led to so many parents thanking this mother for her effort, reminding their own children to stay safe and respond smartly to police.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brian. The devastation in Nepal continues to grow this morning as the death toll passes the 5,000 mark.
Plus, a story of survival from one victim buried alive for more than 3 days.
And a touching reunion more than 20 years in the making. A man finally gets to show his gratitude to the officer who saved his life moments after he was born.
Chilly start on this Wednesday morning, but a warming trend over the next few afternoons. I'll show you just how warm coming up.